dial, it's 10:30. Be back. Spin that back show, all the classics on track. From 79 to 99, we're crossing the gap. Album reviews, little known facts, hip hop intact. Saturday mornings, dive into the history. Samples and stories, old school mysteries. Early self-static, Shiraz and CBD. Roll up out of bean. Turn it up, let the vinyl spin. 10:30 sharp, where the stories begin. From the golden era, treasures within. Spin that back show every Saturday when we break it down, the legends and the lore. Every beat, every rhyme, uncover more. From Grandmaster Flash to Nas's Raw, we're bridging the past, hip-hop's core.
Okay, yes, sir. Welcome back to another one of those Spin That Back shows. It's the first one of the year for 2026. Me and my man, Mr. Nice Guy, is up in here. What's going on, Mr. Nice Guy?
Chilling.
Yes, sir.
Ready to give some props to a hip-hop legend, a West Coast legend on top of that.
Oh, yes, sir. That's what we're going to do today. In fact, today we're going to be talking about the West Coast legend, like he said. We're going to talk about this man right here who was the king of hooks for the 90s and the 2000s. This was your go-to man if you wanted your righteous hooks. We're talking about the legendary Nate Dogg himself. Can we get a picture of Nate Dogg up there?
There you go. And you see what that jersey he's rocking? Salute. That's what I'm talking about. Got that Tennessee Titans Eddie George jersey.
Wrong picture to have up. Let's put this one up.
That was the right picture.
Nate Dogg, Nathaniel. Well,
That's
Nathaniel,
right.
right?
So his Nathaniel Dwayne Hale, born August 19, 1969, passed away March 15, 2011, known professionally as Nate Dogg, was an American singer, songwriter, and rapper. He gained recognition for providing soulful choruses and other guest vocals on several notable hip-hop songs between 1992 and 2007, earning him the honorific title King of Hooks. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and spin that back one time for this man right here, the King of Hooks, Nate Dogg. So let me ask you this. When was the first time you really heard of Nate Dogg? For real, for real?
I mean, the first time I heard him, it had to be Regulate. I mean, whether I knew that was him or not, you know what I'm saying? That was pretty much what I was exposed to, that whole clique. So, you know, and that hit close to home because that song literally made me and Brick Walls change the name of our group. Because we had the term regulators in it. And once he came out with that Regulate, we didn't want no connection. We went to change to Radical. So, yeah. So that's what's up.
Oh, spin that back one time. First time I heard Nate Dogg was Endo Smoke, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Are you high yet? Yes, sir. That's the first time I think I heard of Nate Dogg. It was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then I heard that Regulate. It was like, damn, I would have never thought about flipping that record right there. That was cool. I'm saying, that's why I figured Warren G was like, okay, you know, he onto something. Then I heard Warren G's whole album. Warren G had a great album. Let's spin that back one time. That was a great ass album. But Warren G was, Nate Dogg was on that one song with him, The Regulate. He did his thing on there. The way he went back and forth, that was clever.
One thing I loved about how, you know, I always felt like R&B singers are kind of fundamentally effeminate. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt like, wow, he found a very masculine way to sort of like to sing. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I'm maybe more true. I do see the masculinity in a lot of these male singers and stuff like that. But I just remember at the time thinking like, this dude, he sounded like a real ass dude, but he's singing, but he don't sound corny at all. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was something that I felt was unique to him at the time, you know, in that space.
Right. Yeah, because he was like doing the sing rapping thing. It was different than Bone and everything too. You know what I'm saying? Actually, was it right before Bone that he came out?
I'm terrible with the passage of time. That's what we need, Brother Walk. Brother Walk is the time master.
Let me spin that back. Walk, where you at, man? You need to tap on in here. I mean, I can't do it like on the internet thing because I think Bone like in '94. I'm just trying to go off of memory. I think they they did come out before Bone did. But anyway, but Nate Dogg did his own thing though. He had his own little thing. He had that voice. He can come up with hooks for anybody's song and everything. And then the next time I think I heard him around this time was with How Long Would They Mourn Me or Ain't No Fun. I don't know which one I heard first.
Ooh, Ain't No Fun. I gotta tell you, man, that song, first of all, it's a dope ass song. It's got one of the most classic lines in it. I don't know why you're struggling. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just that, you know, that's a classic song. That song is dope. I mean, that's the song that got me going. You know what I'm saying? I respect the hell out of it. You know, there's some childishness going on about it, but you know, I embrace that. I embrace that too. So you know,
let me do a spin that back one time because you know it just came out recently that somebody had said that some Game Bakers out in LA had actually had made that song, the whole song and everything, before they did, and it was stolen from them. This is what Suge had alleged, and somebody else that actually came up and said the same thing. I don't believe none of them because Suge is a known liar, and you know. But either way, at the time, great song. Nate Dogg, Nate Dogg. This is when he started to become the king of the hooks. Can I get that amen?
Absolutely. I mean, just like that song with Ice Cube on it. He said it ain't no. He said, you know, it ain't a song or something. It's the song with Ice Cube with what's the dude, the crunk guy, Lil Jon. You know what I'm saying? Or so they sitting there talking about it ain't no something. It ain't a song or something like that without Nate Dogg, you know, singing or something like that. So it's just, you know, he was that dude. So he basically translated, because you know. Yeah, I always like to say that in the beginning, rap was kind of more traditional, like songs as far as, you know, breaks and choruses and all this other stuff. But then we got real simple after a while. You know, when Rick Rubin and you know, that they came out, they reduced it to just a percussion. You know, and a lot of it was, you know, financial and stuff like that. But you know, we started working our way back to like all the hooks and the things. So you have like stuff like 50 Cent. You know, he was a person that really sort of like dug into that, but Nate Dogg was the dude that just really just cemented it. He just, you know, he just established it that we weren't going back. Pretty much, this is what you need. This is what's going to be part of the formula going forward. So, you know,
yeah, Nate Dogg was the man. You know, Tupac even had to use Nate Dogg on It's All About You. Every Other City We Go. Come on, man, y'all know that was bomb right there. Spin that back one time. Right there. Shout out to
they was telling the truth, you know, because them females was traveling, you know. Shout out to Corinne Stephens, you know, the video vixen.
Original video vixen. Was married to not married actually,
but she was the baby mama of the legendary, my favorite rapper of all time, Coogee Rap. So yeah, you know, salute to that sister. She's a predator, but you know, she's a beautiful woman. But yeah, boy, you know.
Hey,
dangerous.
Be out there a long time ago in her book. Go check it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, she put people on blast. You know. Yeah. She put people on blast. So you know.
Yeah, she put everybody on blast. You know what I'm saying? But you know it is what it is. But back to Nate Dogg. Let's spin that back one time. But yeah, so he was on Tupac, and then we're going to have to stretch this out. Usually we talk about hip hop from 79 to 99. But with Nate Dogg, he made such an impression. And now he's rest in peace. We got to say that. Rest in peace to the brother. He died in 2011. Had complications from strokes and everything. Because, you know, Nate Dogg was a severe alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? This man used to wake up drinking Hennessy and just guzzling his Hennessy all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's a foul way of going out. But, you know, rest in peace to the brother. But, yes, sir. This man, king of the hooks. Talk about some of your favorite songs, you know, from Nate Dogg.
Bitch, please. You made me use the B word. I'll spin that back. That was my bad. But that song, I love that. I mean, that's just, you know, that I think that everything about that song is just super dope. The track, just, you know, man, it's one of my favorite songs, period. And definitely going to be one of my favorite, you know, Nate Dogg joints. Exhibit, you know, Eminem. Yeah.
Yeah, and Explosive. I'll give
Explosive.
it that. Crazy. And you know what? That was another beat right under my nose. That's on the Shaft soundtrack. Damn.
And you know what? Hey, that fabulous joint. You know, I'm a rider, such you don't want to F with me. That song is a dope ass song. I love Fabulous, but I mean that song that's a classic sort of like, you know, signature song to put out there. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Fab. That's a dope ass song, dope ass beat, and then a super dope ass hook. So you know that's what's up, man.
Hell of a dope beat. It's one of the best beats in hip hop. Man, I gotta give it up.
He's like, yeah, man. And then his flow. I always felt like he sounded like kind of like almost like a Jada Kiss knockoff. But I understand that they're just kind of from the same area, that they had that kind of stylistic flow. Not the same area, but you know, general area. But the bottom line is that, you know, just how he would do those patterns and stuff like that. You know, some. Now you in peace with the rest. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a dope ass song. You know, that's definitely one of my favorites.
Fab got some lyrics and everything. You'd see Eminem, not Eminem, excuse me, 50 Cent. I don't think he actually scared of those lyrics.
Left it around. Yeah, so you know, yeah. And then, you know, area codes.
Area codes, and then some stuff he got by himself too. Never Leave Me Alone.
Now that's like a song, yeah. That's his own song, yeah, where he just did it, you know. And again, like I said, he maintained that sort of like G'd up, like cool, you know, vibe. That sort of like, you know, gangsters on dance day boogie type, you know, this thing. And he delivered it. He never took strayed from his pattern. You know what I'm saying? As far as just being authentic and just being just like a dude. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about when his dude experiences a little bit later. But yeah, he was that guy.
Yeah, let's talk about how he came up and everything. So he was born in Clarksdale, Mississippi, 1969. Is that what it was?
Yep. In August, he was born August 19, 1969. That's what's up.
Okay. Then he moved to Long Beach, like at the age of 14. So
most of people around our era, most Californians were basically transplants. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of people that were born here, but most of I'm just saying that nowadays we're a generation beyond. Our children were definitely born here, so they don't experience the same thing. But like I remember when I was in high school, it's just people used to talk about people that live in California ain't from California. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we all came from somewhere.
Yep. So he came out here, met Snoop and Warren G. They already knew each other. They ended up forming the group 213. Getting together, started making records, demos, and everything.
Now you got to explain 213. The area code 213 was an area code that covered a large amount of space. So at the time, they were still within the 213 area code.
Yeah.
At some point, they started breaking it up because we were running out of numbers, especially introducing cell phones. So now people, you know, that's even more numbers getting eaten up. So then they started creating the 323 area code and the 310 area code. 5620 area code. So they originally were part of the 213 area code. That just changed when all the numbers. So,
in fact, all of LA was 213 at one point. All of it, everything, the Valley, Pasadena, all that, everything, Long Beach, all this stuff was all 213 at one point. I think it broke off to 818 after that.
Yeah.
It became like either 626 or
and then on the southern, it was like 562 and all this other stuff. So
in 562, 562. Yeah, so everything got broken up because, like you said, all the numbers and everything. So
they were running out of numbers.
Cell phone, they still running out of numbers because of these damn cell phones.
Not only just cell phones, we had beepers back in the day. So there's all type of needs for phone numbers were getting sucked up. You know what I'm saying? So so that's what's up.
That's what happened there. So that's, anyway, so he got together, made their little group 213, started doing their thing. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows that, the way it went from there. Everybody went to Death Row in a sense. You know what? Was Nate? Yeah, Nate Dogg was signed to Death Row. Everybody got signed to Death Row except Warren G. And Warren G went off, and that was probably the best thing that ever happened in his life because he went to Def Jam and actually saved Def Jam. Def Jam used to worship Warren G. Warren G came to Def Jam and actually turned it around. It was on a downturn because the West Coast was taking over. So they did the smart thing and went and got Warren G. And Warren G was even producing for Slick Rick and stuff like that. It was crazy. Warren G had a good run. But Nate Dogg ran into some problems up there at Death Row. I guess he had some child support problems, and they was paying for that. And they were saying Tupac was paying for his child support out of his royalties or something like that. There's a whole lot of mess got started behind that. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. In fact, I don't even have no business speaking on that. But I will say this. Nate Dogg was a G. He was a real G. He was one of the real gangsters up there. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's from Mississippi, I guess he came out to Long Beach. I don't know if he really started banging the hood or not. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but he was a real G, and everybody respected him. He even had to step in for go ahead and tell that story about him and Corrupt.
Yeah, because I remember I don't remember the details, but the main thing about it always stuck with me, and I always had a lot of respect for him because I just remember that there was something going on, and we think it was possibly Tupac and Corrupt, and basically, Pac was talking about doing something really terrible to Corrupt, and then basically Nate Dogg looks at him and says, "And what do you think that I'm gonna do while all this is going down?" And I mean, I support that 100%. You're not going to be sitting here talking about doing harm to my partner, and I'm sitting here right here. What you think I'm going to do when all this is going to? You might want to take over. So I'm just saying that that's a G check, but that's some real just letting you know that hey, that's my partner. So that's what's up. It's one thing for you guys to say you're going to go out and take a fade. You talk about doing harm to my folks. There's going to be some repercussions to that.
Let me tell you how much of a man Nate Dogg was. He was his own man. When they went out to Vegas and everything, Snoop had told everybody to don't go. Nate Dogg like, nigga, I'm going. I just don't have to be with them, but I'm going. I'm my own man. I do what I want to do. You couldn't stop Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg was a G, but he wasn't around. I ain't heard nothing about him being involved with the Tupac murder. Nothing about him being out there, but he was out there in Vegas when it happened. Just food for thought.
I know. I seen the video with the cats from I can't believe I forgot the dude's name. What's the group that made Real Compton G's?
BG Knockout and Drayster.
Yeah. What was the group called? Suffice it to say, when they pulled up when they like at a golf course or something, they were like in some type of event or whatever. And I remember Nate Dogg with the golf. He pulled out the golf club.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly, it was on video. I see it.
It happened. Even they even said it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Everybody respected Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg was a real G up there. Hit after hit after hit after hit. So some more stuff. He even sung on the Dog Pound. Let's play house. Let's play house. This is, like I said, this is when he was becoming the king of the goddamn hooks.
And that's my point. That's the type of stuff that would be corny, except that he pulled it off in a way that it wasn't. And again, corny can work. Like Prince Paul, he did corny and it was dope. So again, I'm not, depends musically, you can get away with it. But I mean, it's the difference between when, like, let's say Domino is singing his song versus when Nate Dogg is singing it, or when Grandmaster Spade. Grandmaster Spade was a real dude, so I don't want to seem like I'm clowning on him, but I'm just saying that Nate Dogg did it in a way that came off it came off more masculine, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I mean, he was a real G. Everything he did was like just real G stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? That singing and everything he did, it wasn't like Danny Boy singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not knocking that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, there's a place for Ralph Trespass. I'm just saying that, he was giving you some, you can tell, you can look at his face, and he probably he wasn't smiling. He was still giving you that. that bug, you know what I'm saying? So that's he delivered that.
Hey, I got another classic for you. Remember Oh No? Mos Def and Pharoah Monch?
Now you're going into my area, because that's the underground hip hop. That's just whatever. That was kind of a crazy hookup, crazy connection. But yeah, nah, that's shout out to my brother Leroy. Pharoah Monch is his favorite rapper. So we talked about mine. It's Coochie Rap. Pharoah Monch is his. But yo, that's what's up. That's a great song.
Gangsta Nation, West Side Connection.
Man. And you bring up West Side Connection, it always just makes me think that that's just a shame that they let that go. I don't even want to speak too much about that, but yeah, great stuff.
Scandalous. She's so scandalous. Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate Dogg, man, he was the man. That's all I can say. Rest in peace to the brother right there. I gotta spin that back one more.
Shoot, 21 questions for 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
This cat. I mean, when you talk about King of the Hooks, I mean, I'm just saying that this dude was all over everything. I mean, he had a dominant era. You know what I'm saying? Just where he was gonna be that guy on your joint, and it was gonna do well. So salute to that brother.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but 21 Questions was probably one of the last things he did.
Let's see. 21 Questions. That was 2003. So, well, he did Shake That with Eminem. That was 2005. By the way, that's a dope ass video. If you ain't seen that video, it's all animated and it's dope animation. It looks almost like graffiti animation, but it's dope. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like that.
Definitely one of his later songs.
It's like that little man, like that little stick man behind Mr. Nice Guy right now.
See, I stole that from The Saint. Literally, when I came up with the name The Saint as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? That was like one of my multiple names and stuff like that. I used to write rhymes during watching The Saint at night. So I'd be watching I Spy and The Saint and Simon Templar and that symbol and stuff like that. And that just resonated with me. So that's why Nice Guy, Mr. Nice Guy, Saint spelled backwards. It all comes back. Those are my hip hop roots, but that's what up. See, I got the logo backwards. So, even though I'm still in, I'm probably going to get in trouble, but that's what's up.
So let me ask you this. Who do you think was better at hooks, T-Pain or Nate Dogg?
So T-Pain was cheating because he was using that auto whatever. I mean, I felt like Nate Dogg was more doing like rap hooks. I felt like T-Pain was doing more like R&B hooks. You know what I'm saying? Because he would go on your song like blame it on the alcohol, for example. You know what I'm saying? This is, he had a verse on it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's just, man, it was two great hook dudes. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like Nate Dogg was more of a rap hook guy, and the other guy was more of a a singing song hook guy. And at that time, rappers was basically using autotune, so they was singing. They were doing sing songs with autotune, not really being singers. But you know what I'm saying. But boy, that's a good one. That's a tough one, man. He's got some joints, man.
I give it to Nate Dogg only because he was a lot more versatile, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because he worked with the West Coast, the East Coast, down South, and all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But T-Pain was a rapper too. I mean, he was singing ever. You say more, but I'm thinking you're talking about more versatile. I don't think he can be more versatile than a dude who sings and raps that you might not even think. He can literally get by with doing one or the other. I don't know. I don't know about that.
He was originally a rapper in the first place. Yeah.
I guess he was, but I'm just saying I don't see him that way. I understand that he was. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times you see people like these celebrities, and you just think of like that dude from That's So Raven, who seems kind of crazy and stuff like that. But you don't know what he's doing in his off time and stuff like that. He may have been rapping for just a long ass time. I mean, he was rapping on all those shows that he's on. He was doing like the whatever. So I always say that people are multifaceted. You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he may have been like that rapper guy, but I see him. I conceptualize him as a singer who can rap. I almost look at him like Bobby Brown. He's a guy that can pull off a rap. You know what I'm saying? But he's a singer. You know what I'm saying? So But I should give T-Pain more credit than that. He's a legitimate rapper. Maybe I don't know his catalog like that. But
Bobby Brown couldn't rap if it wasn't for Smooth B, right?
Yeah, Smooth B. Smooth B was writing him, but he delivered it. That was the thing about Bobby Brown was the first R&B dude that I remember where we as rappers, we would sit there and go, he pulled that off. Because a lot of these R&B people, they be rapping, and you're like, here's this R&B dude, cat rapper, you know what I'm saying? But Bobby Brown actually pulled it off. And that's just he came from that culture. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to New Edition and that whole circle. They did the thing.
Yeah.
Back to Nate Dogg again. You kind of put me on the spot. We're talking about Nate Dogg again. I'd say as far as rap music, no question, he was the hook guy. T-Pain just, I don't know, he was doing stripper music. You know what I'm saying? If you was the DJ in the club, you know what I'm saying, doing stripper, you probably would just load it up with T-Pain stuff. So he had a song called like "I'm in Love with a Stripper." So that's what he was. But Nate Dogg was definitely more versatile in topic and subject. So I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
It was great for you to bring him up because you talk about guy. Just think about it. He's not viewed as that guy. Nate Dogg is viewed as the hook guy. So that shows you where it is. But you brought up someone who's definitely what they call it, not a runner-up, but just honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? And you got to say 50 Cent. 50 Cent literally changed the way that people structured rap. I mean, you just got to a point where you're like, okay, we're gonna lean into the hooks. You know what I'm saying? So that, and I really feel like 50 Cent was a big part of that. Shout out to Jam Master Jay that taught him how to create a song. So
Right. Oh yeah, spin that back. Rest in peace. But you know what? It's like music then changed because you don't really have too many people actually doing hooks and stuff like that, like they did right. At that time and in those times, even T-Pain is still around, but T-Pain is struggling, I guess, musically. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really doing too much. But the music nowadays is kind of dry. You know what I'm saying? You really don't have too many real hooks and stuff like that. And you definitely don't have nobody actually just feature doing hooks. Even Method Man used to do hooks for people. You know what I'm saying? He had his little run too, but I don't know, man. It's just music is just it's dry nowadays. That's why we on the Spin Back show talking about the golden era of hip hop, which is 79 all the way to 99. Why I call it the golden era is because the golden era is actually in the middle of that, but still the inception of recorded hip hop all the way through the 90s, and then it starts falling off in the 2000s, except for people like Nate Dogg, who we talking about today.
Get off our lawn. No, I'm just saying. But yeah, hey, I will. Hey, shout out to a lot of the OGs, the old dudes from our era. They're putting out new music because a lot of that stuff has been fantastic. That Clips album is pretty much amazing. They're technically not part of the Spin That Back era, but you know what I'm saying. Eric Sermon, that album was dope. You know what I'm saying. Just a lot of these cats have just been coming back doing. Hey, that Kwame album, I'm telling you right now, Kwame got a dope ass album that he just dropped a few months ago. So that's what's up.
Okay, Spin That Back one time. I didn't even know that, but yeah. And then Redman keeps on dropping stuff. Method Man, I keep hearing them freestyling here and there. Man, there's people out there that still got good stuff from the era. You know what I'm saying? They're still out here. Big Daddy Kane.
Raekwon, Ghostface, and you talk about Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane's been active. I mean, he's the reason that the Juice Crew started touring again. He was the one that got them, doing that kind of stuff. He was working with his own group, Last Supper and stuff like that, and he just dug into it. Big Daddy Kane is the reason I'm on Instagram. He said he was gonna do a free show on Instagram, and that's why I got an Instagram. So I'm just saying, a lot of the OGs are doing stuff. And I know Big Daddy Kane. Someone was telling them like, "Yo, the time is right." Dude, drop an album. So that's
LL told him that.
LL, that's right. That was LL. Shout out to LL because I'm telling you, Rock the Bells Radio is just amazing. He's a legend in his own right. He didn't even need to do that. For him to still be a soldier in the game, it's just props. Even though you stole my man's beat, I shout out to LL.
I like that one little show they got him and what's your boy Gray Knights.
Oh yeah. Where they be breaking down samples. I forgot what it's called. Something like something to sample. Yeah, that's dope.
Salute the sample.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That's a great show right there, man. I love that right there, man. Because I'll be knowing most of the samples, so I'll be like, yeah, I know where they going with this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Great show.
Rock the Bells Radio. Go check out Grandmaster Kaz and Sha Rock. Go check out Roxanne Shashay. She got hers Have a Nice Day. You talked about the LL Cool J, Greg Nice, and I forgot the other person. Sorry about that. But salute the sample. I mean, you got some OGs Grand Wizard Theodore and you know what I'm saying. I should say Grand Wizard Theodore. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got some OGs doing mixes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's great. Even Papoose got a show on there. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's what's up.
All right, for sure. Well, anyway, so like I said, let's go ahead and just say another salute to Nate Dogg. Rest in peace. You gave us some good music and everything. We want to just say we're giving you your flowers, even though you're not here to actually smell them, but you know, put them on your grave anyway. So that's all we got for this week. So y'all want to check us out probably in the upcoming weeks. I don't know about next week, but we will be back. So that's about the end for the show. Unless you guess got something else to say, Mr. Nice Guy.
Nah, that's it. Just this dude, his impact was for real. His stretch was dominant. Nate Dogg was that dude, and he was a real solid dude. You know, 10 toes down. Just that's what's up. Salute to his legacy. Salute to his family. You know what I'm saying? Just just everything around him, to the people that know them, that got to experience him. You know what I'm saying? That you got to experience of a legend, of an impactful guy that was just a straight up dude. So that's what's up. Salute.
So with that being said, I'd like to thank y'all for joining us. Check us out here usually on Saturdays, 10:30s. Pacific time every time. You know what I'm saying? Check us out on YouTube. Spin That Back Show. We do shows. We got a whole lot of people. We already going to talk about. We're going to talk about some more people in the future. So check us out when you get a chance, and we'll see you when we see you. All right, peace.